Hey, you're listening to Clemente's Corner. This is episode 96. How you guys been? It's been a while. I apologize for neglecting you. I've been doing another podcast called the Heard That Podcast. You can find it on all the same platforms, so check that one out. It's a lot of fun. We have some different guests on, some different takes. It's fun to hear. It's fun to have co-hosts because, I run the show on this one, and there's ideas out there that aren't mine that are kind of cool. So, hell yeah. Anyway, I have been super busy. Got like 3 jobs now. But don't worry about it. I got the month of September completely booked. So, got some hot episodes coming at you. Austin the Hooligan, Yulin, a very funny comedian, and he's a wrestler. He's going to be on. Stay tuned for that one. I'm going to have Lake Dad's on. It's a psychedelic rock band here in Amarillo. There's some killers. There's some murderers. It's going to be a fun time. Who else am I going to have? I'm going to have some drag queens on, so that's going to be cool. Valentine Van Buren. Super fun. I can't wait for that one because, I don't know. All the drag queens I've met have been like super cool, outgoing people, so I'm excited to like sit down and interview one. It's going to be classic. I think I have one more. I don't know. I'll get back to you on that in September. No, it's probably all of the rest of September, and then some more in October. I won't announce those yet because they're not set. Anyway, I've got 2 shows coming up. The 14th, I will be in Plainview at the Fair Theater. It's not an actual fair. I hope there's a fair there. I don't know. I haven't been. But it's the Fair Theater. There's a show at 4 p.m. I'm on the 4 p.m. show, so go check it out. If you happen to be in Plainview at 4 p.m., come on through. Roll in. See what's up. Say hi to me. Give me a hug. Maybe a kiss. It depends. Depends on where. Anyway, that's irrelevant. The show's at 4 p.m. It's like really cheap to get in, and the tickets go towards a good cause. It's for charities. I know March of Dimes is going to be there. There's going to be a thing for kidney rehab. I don't know what they do with kidneys, okay? But there's a kidney organization involved, and they help kidneys. Help these kidneys. Help these kids and their kidneys, okay? And then I got a show the 28th that'll also be in Plainview, and I don't even know where that one's at yet. But yeah, other than that, we just got shows. We just got open mics because we're chilling on booking shows in September right now. We'll come back in October with some heat, with some fire. But thank you for all the support. Thank you if you've ever gone to any of my comedy shows. Thank you if you've ever been a guest on the podcast. Thank you if you've just listened to the podcast. Thank you if this is your first podcast to listen to, and you're like, this guy's weird, but like I want to listen to the guest, so I'm going to forward that. Thank you as well. And without further ado, we can get to it. Let's hop on to it. I had Michael Willbanks on. He's a filmmaker, very talented filmmaker. He's got movies right now in film festivals. Yes, you heard that correct. Check out lumospictures.com so you can see his work. He's done quite a few movies, short films, music videos. He did a music video with Talon Duncan and Black Sheep, 2 guys I've had on several times. Really cool dudes, really talented guys. So this is awesome. I was really excited to do it, and it was a great episode. So I hope you enjoy it as much. I hope you enjoy listening to it as much as we enjoyed producing it, as much as we enjoyed putting it out into the world. So please have a good time. Listen to it. Follow your heart. Follow your dreams. Do what you want to do. Your passion is real and it exists for a reason. Stop ignoring it. Your job isn't going anywhere. Find your hobbies and stuff. Suck less today. That's my motto. Suck less today. I'll make t-shirts. Put that on a t-shirt. That could be figurative or literal, depending on your lifestyle. But without further ado, I will go ahead and start the episode. Please enjoy. This is episode 96. Filmmaker Michael Willbanks. Right. You're listening to Clemente's Corners, episode 97. I'm here with Michael Willbanks, videographer, goes hard in the gym, does a lot of things. I think I just discovered you through Talon,
Yeah.
that music video.
Yeah. I think, let's see. He had talked about being on your podcast before that, because I think it was back in March, like the week before he got married or something.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And then I started following you, and then, then the video came out, I don't know, in April or May or something like that. So, yeah.
That's cool. Was that,
Sir.
it seems like you do a lot, because you said you're doing a documentary. You sent me a film that you have. Well, let's talk about the film first, 'cause
Okay.
I thought it was dope. I rewatched it today.
Okay, cool.
I really liked it a lot. Like, it was cool. Like,
Thank
I
you.
didn't know what to expect. You know, it's a 20-minute video.
Yeah.
The guy I don't know, but
Yeah.
it was shot really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only 20 minutes, and it told like a full, like, compelling story,
Mm-hmm.
and it had like elements in it that made you want to rewatch it.
Yeah, well, good.
Because I had to watch it twice.
Yeah.
But I was curious, where did you shoot that at?
That was all around here. So we shot 3 different days. 2 of those days were like in Canyon and Happy, and then a full day here in Amarillo.
That's what I thought, because I saw the A and B, the Canyon A and B, and I was like, oh
Yeah,
shit, that's
yeah.
right there.
Yeah. And we ended up having to do a lot of different locations than we had originally planned on, because stuff got moved around, and like I said, we did 3 days of shooting. The first day was just a nightmare. We had to change locations first thing in the morning to go somewhere else because the building that was supposed to be closed was ended up opening that day for some reason, and wind was keeping us from doing a lot of different things. But second day got better, and the third day was awesome. But yeah, it was all shot here.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Have you done a lot of movies like that, like films?
Yeah, so you had said earlier that I'm a videographer. I'm actually more of a filmmaker than a videographer.
I like that. I apologize.
No, you're fine. You're totally fine. Like, I do both, but I definitely lean more towards filmmaking than videography, just because it's more where my passion is, and it's what I've been doing for the past, 4 years now. Yeah, I did a little bit before that as well, but like really hit it heavy about 4 years ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said that's in festivals right now. That
Yeah.
film?
Yeah, so we submitted to about a dozen of them or so, and so far we've gotten into 3 or 4 or something, and we're waiting to hear back from the other 8 or 9 or whatever it is. And yeah, we're hoping to release it sometime this fall, maybe November. But yeah, it's up for like 7 different awards, and the one in Arizona.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. I hope I get to actually make one of these festivals, because our last film I didn't really get to go into any of them.
That's interesting. So what, when your film makes a festival, like what happens at that point? Like, is it just I want more eyes to see it, or is it like we get awards and recognition, or is it like, we might pick this up and, make it something bigger? How's that process work?
Really, kind of a combination of all of those. You want to get into other films so that you can, if you win awards, obviously it looks good on you. You can say, hey, I'm an award-winning filmmaker or whatever, and it just gives you, what is the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but basically it makes you look better,
Okay, yeah.
And then you get to collaborate with a lot of other filmmakers that are at these festivals. Say someone sees your work, likes it, and they're like, "Hey, well, I want to work with you in the future." So it's a good way to meet people and market your film a lot and stuff. And then the goal for this one originally was to turn it into a feature film or a series of some sort. I don't know if that's still the plan or not, but something like this, if we would have won all these awards and gotten to all these festivals, it would have been a lot easier to make it into something bigger. If we said, hey, all these festivals really liked it, all these people really like it, there might be an audience here, kind of thing, so.
And like, how do you gauge on how much people like the movie? Like, if it's in a festival, because it's just like, I don't know who shows up to festivals. It's
Right.
Like,
And it depends on how well the festival is marketed, and there's so much that goes into it.
Because I mean, I'd love to go to one, but
Yeah.
I've never like been like, hey, there's a festival coming up. Like, I've never.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, I went to one this past summer that was awful. Like, it was not marketed well. There was people that didn't know where it was because there wasn't any kind of like sign in front of the building where it was at. And so really this festival was just other filmmakers. It wasn't any from the local public or whatever that came out to see all these films.
I see.
But I've been to other ones where they made it this huge deal that was like, hey, come see all these films, and a bunch of people came in that weren't involved with filmmaking. They just wanted to watch a bunch of movies and stuff. So it really just depends on the festival. I'm still kind of new to it.
Yeah.
Because I've only really been in the circuit for the past year as far as film festivals go. So I'm still kind of learning, but yeah.
Are there filmmakers that you look up to?
Yeah.
Like, does your work like reflect? Do you try to like reflect their style or anything like that?
I'm trying to think of that. So, especially with this last one, did you ever see anything by Taylor Sheridan? He did Hell or High Water, Wind River. What was the other one he did? Sicario.
Okay, I saw Sicario. Yeah.
So he's one of my favorite writers. So that like modern Western type thing was something that I was really influenced by for this past one. As far as just filmmakers that I'm inspired by, like Christopher Nolan is my favorite director writer of all time.
Nice,
I love
sense.
that guy's work. My work does not reflect his because he's a genius and I am not. But yeah, just him, David Fincher, Tarantino. Man, I love Tarantino stuff.
Yeah. Did you see his latest one?
Yeah, I went and
still
saw
haven't.
that a couple weeks
What'd
ago.
you think about it?
It's good. I wouldn't say it's the best or anything like that. And it's probably his less Tarantino movie if he's ever made, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he's all about excess. Like, did you ever see Hateful Eight? Just blood all over the
Very
place.
excessive. Yeah.
Yeah, excess is his thing. But this was the least excessive movie that he's made.
Interesting.
I don't even know if I used that word right. Excessive, whatever. But yeah, no, it's still really good, and it's one of those things where, Inglourious Bastards, where he kind of changes up history. It's kind of similar to that. I won't
Nice.
ruin anything.
I know.
you know.
What's his name? Bruce? Is it Bruce Lee? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee was somehow involved, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So they had some. I don't know who he was, but they had someone play Bruce Lee in the movie, and he got a lot of backlash for it because he was.
He was a white guy.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but because he was kind of an asshole. Like he was bragging the whole time. He was saying he could fight or he could beat
okay.
Muhammad Ali and all this kind of stuff. And his family came out and said, "Hey, this isn't representing who he was, and you're kind of showing him in the wrong light, kind of thing."
Yeah.
And of course, Tarantino's like, "I don't give a fuck what you think."
Yeah. I mean, it's a fantasy movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. It is.
It wasn't titled Bruce Lee documentary. That's funny.
Yeah. But there has also been people that came out and said, no, that's exactly what he was like. So I think that his family's just going to be pissed off no matter what.
Oh, interesting. Never thought of it. You just assume he's humble because he's a karate master.
Right, yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite genre of movie? Like, I guess the westerns you were talking about.
Well, so Western's definitely, it's not my favorite, but it's something that, like, I grew up watching Westerns with my grandpa. And my grandpa has been a huge influence in my life. That's like one of my main role models. But no, I love Westerns, but it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know what my favorite would be. To make sci-fi would probably be my favorite to do.
Nice.
Just because it's fun and interesting, and I like stuff like time travel a lot. I don't know why. It's just something that I'm fascinated with.
That's interesting. I've been trying to write well, I haven't started yet, but I have an idea of a time travel joke
Oh, really?
about how time travel is exclusively a white person thing. Because if you're a person of color, you don't want to go back to the past.
That's true. I think Louis C.K. talked about that a little bit, actually.
Did he?
I
Son
think
of a
so.
bitch. Now I can't do it.
I'll have to try to find. I think it was him. I'm not sure.
I'm
pretty
I'm sure it
was
has
though.
been done.
Yeah.
So, too bad.
Yeah. Oh well. But, yeah. So I just really like. Man, I love all genres except for. I'm really not that into kung fu, actually. Weirdly enough, I know a lot of people are, but never really interested me all that much.
I've always enjoyed it. Like I appreciate like anime and kung fu movies. I just don't ever get into them.
Yeah.
Kind of like I appreciate it from afar.
Yeah, that's fair.
Same with a lot of things really.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just a fan of movies, and I don't really want to be limited to one genre when I make anything. That's why, like, the first two bigger shorts that I did was sci-fi. This one was a Western. The series that I was a part of, that I wrote for and produced, Vindication, that we filmed back in Fort Worth, is a crime drama series.
Wow.
So, just whatever I feel like doing at the time. Like I said earlier, I'm doing a documentary next. So
How did you get in on these projects? Did you know the people beforehand, or they heard about your work?
So my shorts, I just did them on my own and had all my friends and crewmates that I use for pretty much everything I do up here. Just got them involved. Because there really wasn't a whole lot of people doing this stuff up here. Like you have like, I know you had Derek Porterfield on here,
Yeah.
but he's more videography, and like Wilson
Definitely.
Lemieux is like more commercial stuff. So there was some people, but there wasn't a whole lot of the filmmaking community here. So I started just doing my own thing. That's what
Nice.
Limos really is. And it's kind of taken off, especially lately. But then the other stuff, like the series, a friend of mine, Jared O'Flaherty, is the director on that. And I worked with him on a feature film that I acted in like 6 or 7 years ago. And he brought me on board at first as like grip, and then moved up to like co-producer and eventually became like a writer and all that kind of stuff on that. And then with this new thing that we're going to be doing sometime soon, I just got a phone call asking about like if I'd be interested in doing this project, and I was like, well, yeah, I'd love to. So, yeah,
Nice. You said it's a documentary?
yeah. I can't really talk about it at all.
Is it Bruce Lee?
No. But yeah, that's very very new. Like no one knows about it yet, so I probably shouldn't have even brought it up. But
Nice.
I won't say anything but what it's about, so I won't really even
I'll
matter.
just put a bleep over the word documentary.
Like it.
let the listeners guess.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, when did you have you just always wanted to do film? Like, did you decide pretty young?
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, I've always been a fan of cinema, and I don't. It was always. I'll start over. Whenever I was young, it wasn't just about like watching movies and watch TV shows, whatever. Like, I always try to learn something from it, and I was a pretty introverted kid, so I didn't really have like a lot of friends growing up, and so a lot of my time was spent inside, like playing music, watching movies, all that kind of stuff. And I've always been a writer, and so my interest in film and writing just always kind of went together to where I started writing scripts for a series that me and a buddy of mine wanted to do back in Waco years ago that ended up never getting made, but it started something where I was like, man, I really want to do this. And we used to shoot like really stupid, like Jackass style videos back in high school.
That's awesome.
Like, really stupid stuff that.
Can I find them on YouTube?
No. I wish, man. I kind of want to go back and watch it, just how stupid it was. But, and then like doing stuff in high school, like, we used to make. So, like in my English class, we had to do projects on, whatever we were reading, and we would always do video projects and make up really stupid shit to film. But then, yeah, ever since then, I've just really been interested in it. And then about like 6-7 years ago, like I said, with the feature film that I was in, I had just got out of basic training and tech school in the Air Force, and came back home. My girlfriend at the time, who is my wife now. I started going to church with her at her church that she had been at her whole life, and she went away to basic training. So I kept going to church there, and they mentioned they were making this movie. So I was like, hey, I've always been interested in doing this. Let me, help however I can. So I signed on just to be a crew member, but then like the director Jared said, hey, you look like a bad guy. You should play the bad guy in this. And I was like, I don't know how to take that. If that's a compliment.
Definitely a compliment.
But I auditioned for it, got the role. So I acted in that one, and I did a little bit behind the scenes, not as much, but still, it just did that
That's
thing
cool.
where it lit that fire, and ever since then, and I love it.
Did you have acting skills prior to that, or you just like,
I did theater in high
I got
school.
this? Okay.
So I didn't have any like one-on-one training from a coach or anything like that, but just like I said, high school theater.
See, I always wonder, like not to disrespect like great actors, Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
You can't be those guys, but I
No.
feel like, you could be a pretty good actor.
Yeah.
Just like showing up.
That's like I think Tom Hardy never had any acting
Really?
coaches or any training or at all before he started acting.
Dang.
I think he might have since started some. I don't know, but yeah, man. I mean, some people just have it, and others, I mean, it's not like it's unachievable. But I actually prefer not to act. I hate acting. I feel like I look stupid on camera.
David Spade had a joke about the actress that starred in that Precious movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like she won an award, her first role ever.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's if like I joined the NBA and I won MVP. And they were just like, you're better than LeBron James? Like, yeah, I guess so. I just threw it up and it went in. I don't know. He's like, acting is the only thing you can do that in.
That's fair. But yeah, man, it's something that at this point I have to do it to feel alive, kind of thing. Like I'm sure with same with you with comedy. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah, if you're not doing the thing that you love doing, then what's the point of living?
There's almost no point.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not the kind of person that can just go to work, go home, and be happy.
Yeah,
I
it'd be
have
depressing.
to. Yeah, I have to create, because if I didn't, I just wouldn't feel like a person.
I like that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I agree. 100%. Very cool. So I was gonna ask back to that film. Are you can't talk about it yet, can you? Because it's not released.
Walking Papers?
Yeah.
I can talk about most of it. I would prefer not to spoil the ending, but that's about it.
I won't do the ending, but I was just
Okay.
noticed in the beginning, there's that scene with the tumbleweed.
Yeah.
And then there's a dust devil in the corner. Did that occur naturally?
Yeah, man. So that was a
Wow.
complete accident.
That's crazy.
We didn't plan that shot at all. That was the first day that we were filming, like I talked about, with the wind ruining everything. Because we were supposed to get some drone footage that first day, and it was just, I think it was the windiest day of the year.
Wow.
And we were out between Canyon and Happy at the silo that we filmed at. Which I feel is just a big old area for cross breeze, and it was at least 30-mile-an-hour wind, I feel like, and our drone wouldn't even take off because it was just like no. But we got out there and we were like, well, we might as well film something while we're out here. So we're sitting there, and before this happened, the night before this happened, we went out to the pumpkin patch, out here south of Amarillo. That happens every year, Maxwell Farms, I think it is. And we were being stupid and jumping on the trampolines because it was the last day that it was going to be open, so there was no kids out there, and it was just us adults being stupid. Well, I messed up my leg really bad. Like, I jumped, and we were trying to see who could jump across the whole, whatever you want to call the trampoline thing, in the fewest amount of steps. And so I got across, and I jumped for the last of it, and I landed straight on concrete and messed my ankle up. Ooh. It was bad. But so the entire time we were shooting Walking Papers, I was walking with a limp, and that first day, whenever we got the tumbleweed shot, I just saw this random tumbleweed going, and I was like, "Hey, I have an idea," and I limped over there as fast as I could to grab it, and I just told him to set it up in the middle of the railroad tracks, and I set it down, then I ran off, or gimped off, whatever you want to call it. And we got that shot, and then he kept following around just as that Dirt Devil went up.
That's crazy.
And I was like, that's the opening shot right there.
It's just the Lord looking out for you right
man,
there.
I know it. It just happened. I'm so thankful for it, though, because I had no idea what we were going to do otherwise for the opening shot.
That was a great shot, too. I mean, I'm not a skilled movie viewer, but I thought it was a pretty cool shot.
And I think it just sets the tone for the movie really well. Just this big, open, flat land with railroad tracks and the wind. You can hear the wind in the audio, and that tumbleweed coming down. It just really sets up the mood for what we're about to see in the next 20 minutes.
That's real cool. So you said you shot some sci-fi
Yeah.
films. How have you shot all across the country, or mostly just in Texas?
Mostly just in all in Texas, I should say. Yeah, everything I've done has been in either Amarillo or in Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Interesting. But you did shoot some space.
No,
scenes.
not space.
Oh,
just
okay.
sci-fi.
I just assume space when I hear sci-fi.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's very fair. No, this was more the last one is called Them, and it's on my website. You can watch that one if you just go to the website.
Nice. I'll check it out.
But that one is alien abduction type thing, and if you watch it, you find out really it's not even sci-fi. It feels sci-fi until the very end, then you're like, oh, it's not actually what you think it is, and it's only 9 minutes if you decide to go watch it.
You M. Night Shyamalan does.
Yeah. That's another thing that I love is twists. I love turning everything on its head in the script. The short film before that, as far as bigger projects, I have like little small things I'll do here and there.
Yeah.
But the one before that was about time travel and being stuck in like a time loop paradox kind of thing. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
I'll check out the website. That's awesome.
The music video and everything's on there as well. On top of all my Dean Boyd commercials.
Dean Boyd. Okay, yeah, I saw that. I was wanting to get Dean Boyd on my podcast eventually.
Oh yeah,
That'd be cool.
That would
be
be
a fun
cool.
time. I had Andy Justice on.
oh really?
Yeah, that shocked me. I was like, I can't believe he's talking to me.
Yeah.
But it was fun. He's really nice. Shout
Dean's
out
a really
Andy
cool guy,
Justice.
dude. I was really surprised. And he's like almost a neighbor. He's just right down the road from you, right?
Really?
His building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was really surprised because, it's Dean Boyd.
Yeah.
I thought he'd, just be the typical lawyer, but no, he's a really cool dude.
I've talked to him once. I was selling insurance for the Globe News.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible place. But yeah, he was super nice then.
Yeah.
He actually bought ads,
Mm-hmm.
even though he didn't have to. So that
Yeah.
was nice.
He's a super huge humanitarian. He just loves people. That's kind of why he does what he does, because he wants to help people. I mean, he's also making a lot of money doing it, but still, he is still very much about the community.
The last commercials I've seen have actually been pretty funny. Like, I enjoyed them.
Oh, really? Which one
Yeah.
did you say last?
It's like he was in an alleyway, I think. Am I thinking of the
That
right
one, I didn't do that one.
one?
But I know which one you're talking about. That was like the Kung Fu one.
Yeah, the Kung Fu one. That
Yeah.
was funny.
And they got a 70s one that just came out too. Most of my stuff, I've just recently started doing more of that type of commercial with them.
Mm-hmm.
But most of my stuff up to this point have been like interview stuff, like talking to clients or his workers that work for him. But yeah, we're starting to do more of that kind of stuff here too.
Nice. And
Yeah.
is the commercials, is that just part of your day job, or are you just people just reaching out to you because they know about you?
People reaching out, yeah.
That's really cool.
My day job is actually I work at Bell Helicopter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Real cool.
Yeah. But so back in February, I think I released the first minute of Walking Papers, the whole tumbleweed shot and all that kind of stuff, just because I really love the score. Connor Savoca, the guy that did our music, he killed it. Like, that score is it's so much better than the film is, I think, honestly. But so yeah, I put it out just the first minute or so. And then a friend of ours, a mutual friend between me and Heidi, who is Dean's wife, Angie, she's an extra in the film, but she shared it, and then Heidi Boyd saw it, and she was like, hey, this guy makes movies, so maybe he'll start doing commercials with us. So she got my contact info and got a hold of me, and the rest is history.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so just because of the short film, that we were just talking about, it's pretty great.
Real cool. So do you have aspirations of just being like, hey, sorry, Belle, I gotta go shoot a film for the next 6 months?
Man, I wish. Part of me really hopes that happens one day. A lot of things would have to go right for it to happen. But that's always been the goal, is to make this a full-time thing, if possible. But it being a part-time job for right now has really made life a lot easier. More busy, obviously, but it's as a side hustle, it's been really profitable and really nice to be able to pay some debt off.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
I need to find some debt. I mean, I have debt. I need to find some stuff to pay. Never mind. You know what I mean. I need some money.
Yeah.
That's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. Man, I'm all about side hustles, though.
Yeah.
If you're good at something and you can make some money off of it, do it.
Definitely. Comedy's gonna take a while, but
You'll get there, though.
yeah, I'm doing trivia and announcing little football players' games.
Oh yeah.
So that's fine. Not bad. Using microphones.
Yeah.
All I do is use microphones these days.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I also see you. You were in a weightlifting competition, right? It was that thing.
Yeah,
I forgot what town
the
called
Liftathon.
it. Liftathon.
Yeah. So I did that. I am very far from placing in something like that. Yeah, my numbers barely broke 1,000 pounds total, and we had dudes out there that were Man, I want to say upper like 1,700, 1,800 pounds total.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, they're enormous people.
I've seen some monsters. I work out at Crunch, so
Oh, do you? Okay.
there's a guy there with like his shoulders just look like boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even know how he did that.
Yeah. I know, man. It's crazy. Because we go up to Old School Iron every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And
I bet there's some killers out there.
Oh my gosh, I worship these people. Honestly, I just was there on Saturday actually, but yeah, and I think you in town had talked about Casey Doom before.
Yeah.
That's my coach.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And he's a massive, massive man too. But yeah, I hope to one day be able to do what those guys can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, Talon was saying Casey only does like deadlifts, I think. Is that what he said? Something like that. Like he only does like 2 or 3 types of lifts.
No, I mean he does everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean he posted all on his Instagram and everything. He recently just got injured. Actually, I think that he can't do deadlifts right now because he messed his back up. But yeah, I know, man.
That's the worst.
I know. I'm so sad. But no, he does everything. Because he was wanting to compete. I think in this next one, that's happening in January. I don't know if that's gonna happen now or not, but yeah.
It's dope. So he's your coach. So he's
Mm-hmm.
just like gives you like these are your lifts for the day.
Yeah, so he programs all my work, all my lifts. He kind of monitors everything that's happening, and I guess tries to just get me as strong as possible. If I have any questions or anything that's going wrong, I'll talk to him about it, and he'll kind of coach me through it and everything. But he's both my wife's and mine coach because my wife also does powerlifting.
Oh, that's real dope.
And I've only really been with him for the past month or so. She's been with him a little bit longer, I think 3 months or so.
Do you ever get like nervous that your wife's gonna be stronger than you?
Well, how do I approach that? Not strength-wise, but my wife is a stronger person than me in every other way.
Oh, it was a great answer.
Yeah. she's and it's really sad because she actually just messed her knee up this past week. Like I think it was Tuesday night. I got a call. I was at work because I work night shifts out at Bell. I got a call from her and she was in tears. And if you know anything about my wife, she was raised with 5 brothers, and I've heard her cry twice in our marriage. I think we've been married almost 7 years now, and I've heard her cry 2 times in that whole time. This is the 3rd time. And so I was like, you know what happened? And so she had just stepped the wrong way somehow and tore her ACL.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That
So
seems to happen. Like it happens with really small things too. Like
I
I've
know.
seen that.
It's crazy because she's, she deadlifts, she squats, she does everything, but she was just in our house folding laundry and took a
man.
step the wrong way. And she's super sad about it right now because her first competition was supposed to be in November,
Oh wow.
and that's not gonna happen now. So
Okay, there'll be a million more. So
that's what I told her. This is not a career ender by any means. She'll get back for sure.
that's
Because she's a
cool.
personal trainer. She works at she's a general manager at Anytime Fitness, so she'll be back.
Oh, which Anytime Fitness is she at?
The one on Gym Lake,
Okay.
like North Amarillo off the
Nice.
Boulevard. Yeah.
I used to go to Anytime when I lived in Canyon, and then I was like, Crunch is $10.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and plus, like Canyon is the nicest one by far. That
Oh,
I've
for
seen.
sure.
So,
100%.
like,
Yeah.
no offense to Jim Lake, but it's not the same.
Well, yeah, but it's also way bigger. Like it's twice as big as I think any other Anytime in the area. And that's my primary gym. Like I go to Old School once or twice a week, but I go to Anytime every other time because it's 3 blocks from my house.
Nice.
And Talon works there, so it gives me a chance to go see my
Yeah.
boy.
Nice. And it's relatively chill in there. That's what I miss.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like you just go and just, oh, there's 4 people in here. Awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. I went to work out 2 hours before I came here, and there was no one there. There was like 2 old people on the ellipticals, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah,
Crunch is crazy. You got to fight people to
that's what I hear.
get places. You got to elbow people out your way.
Yeah,
It's like an
man.
airport in there.
yeah. That's what I hear. But I guess that's part of the whole $10 a month thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I might try Golds. I heard like getting in a sauna is like extremely good and has all these benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna try to go to Golds because I heard they have a sauna.
Yeah.
I can't afford Verger. Verdure. I don't know how you say that shit.
It's one of yeah.
Every time I talk to someone, they pronounce it differently.
I've heard that, is it Verdure that has like the basement that has some really cool shit down there?
Yeah, I think they have a shooting range.
Yeah, dude. Like, what does a gym need that for? But at the same time, I kind of want to go.
You can also get Botox in there.
Really?
Yeah, let's shoot you up.
Good lord. It doesn't surprise me, but man,
it's bougie.
Yeah.
Too bougie for Amarillo.
So what is your goal for working out and fitness and stuff like that?
Fitness, well, I started doing studying to become a personal trainer, get my license, whatever, and I just haven't put enough time towards it because I'm busy with so much stuff.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna pick up on it eventually. But really, my goal is to just look good, and just I don't know, optimal health.
For sure.
I've actually got a lot more fit in the past year, probably 2 years, and I was always just a chubby kid my whole life. So it's pretty cool.
I still am the chubby kid. It's fine.
It happens, but no, I feel like I'm in the best shape I've ever been in right now.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's really cool. I guess my goals, just look good with my shirt off. Really.
Yeah, it's fair. I want to go to the beach at one point in my life without being afraid to take my shirt off. Mm-hmm. Be pretty good. I'm on my way there, but
yeah, I feel that
it'll still be a while.
I was always the kid who was like, should I leave my shirt on when I swim?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't because I really just felt fatter. So.
Yeah. Man, and that's the thing about powerlifting is that it doesn't help with that at all.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you could eat right and like so there's this the people that own Old School Iron, Kat and Harley. Kat she's a monster. Like, she's awesome. And do you know what I'm talking about? Lifting Kitty is her like Instagram.
Yeah. She's do you know Laura Ness? Mm-mm. Oh, okay. Well, I think she was coaching her.
Oh, really?
A girl I went to high school with and college with.
Okay.
But she was like doing it's not called is it bodybuilding where they like prance around and like walk you know, where they like strut
like the bikini physique.
Yeah, is that called bodybuilding?
I don't know. I know that there is bikini and there is like men and women's physique, but I don't know if bikini model or if the bikini physique is bodybuilding or not.
Okay. Well, she spray tanned herself and did the whole competition.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, Lifting Kitty was helping her out with that. So.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, dude. She's a beast. She's awesome. And like, she does strongman, powerlifting, and bodybuilding. And
nice.
Yeah, she's insane. Like, I love her so much. She's awesome. She's one of the most kind people and one of the most helpful people. But yeah, she does powerlifting and she looks like a bodybuilder. It's insane. But yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's real cool. I've noticed that too. Is like people at the gym are usually like really nice people.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I was kind of surprised because I don't know. That might just be my past experiences, I guess, speaking towards what I thought they would be like.
Yeah, you just assume they have an ego.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure there are some that do, but
yeah,
there's a lot of cool people.
For sure, yeah. But that whole gym, man, it's just I feel like I'm plugging Old School Iron, and I kind of am. If you want to work out there, you should go because it's awesome. Saturdays are free. But yeah, it's just a gym full of really helpful, cool people.
Saturdays are free?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you want to go check it out, you got to sign a waiver and everything. But yeah,
I've been wanting to check it out. What's like the biggest like contrast between like that and say like an Anytime Fitness or any like Planet Fitness type environment?
So, it's not air conditioned for one, so you're sweating your ass off the entire time you're working out. There's no machines, so there's nothing like a chest press or anything like that. It's all free weights.
That's awesome.
They have a whole corner dedicated to like strongman stuff with the Atlas stones and everything.
Really?
They have an entire wall that's just for power or for deadlifts. And it's just that old school feel. Like there's not, Taylor Swift playing over the speakers. It's all like death metal and like 90s rap kind of thing, and it's just it's a cool atmosphere to work out in. I really need to sign up. To go ahead and get a membership. I've been putting that off for way too long.
That's really dope. How much is a membership?
Like $30 a month.
Not bad.
It's really not. But yeah, my buddy Calvin and Talon and I, we go up there like all the time.
That's
just
cool.
'cause it's
That's
really,
like
really
the
cool.
complete opposite of Planet Fitness.
It is, man.
But they're like, no tank tops.
Yeah. Oh no.
No grunting.
They also allowed you to bring your dogs up there. So at any
Nice.
given time you go up there, there's probably a dog or two just chilling, so you can go pet them between sets.
Dog just on the bench press.
Yep, it's
Just-
pretty great.
Just swole as hell.
One of them brought it up their little pit bull that was like 8 weeks old yesterday. That's a
Yeah.
pretty good day.
Like, I mean, in that type of gym, there should always be at least one pit bull.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know who CT Fletcher is?
Yeah, I do.
That's what that was reminding me of, because he was saying that's the way his gym is set up.
Yeah,
It's pretty much the same way.
that's exactly it. Yeah, I think that's that old school bodybuilder style gym is what they're going for.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, every time we try to invite someone out to go out there, they're always really intimidated at first. They're like, "Oh, I don't want to go. They're gonna judge me," but they really don't. Like, yeah, it looks intimidating, but it's really not.
Yeah.
They're super cool people.
People judging you is always in your head.
For sure, yeah. That's every day of my
I
life.
think it's like that's why people are afraid to go to any gym, really, because like, oh, I'm out of shape. People are just gonna look at me. Duh.
yeah,
Like that's why I used to be afraid to jog outside when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people are gonna think I'm jogging because I'm fat,
yeah,
and it's like, well, yeah, that's the point, but who cares? Like,
yeah, for sure. And it's funny because I just had a conversation with someone about that the other day. She had posted on Instagram that she was always afraid to try new things in the gym and to try free weights because she did yoga for like a really long time. So she just recently started getting into free weights and lifting and everything. And she said that at first she was so concerned about people judging her. And then ultimately later on she decided it didn't matter. People were, because she was there to better herself and everything. But I responded and I was like, man, anytime I see anyone in the gym, I just get really encouraged.
yeah,
You know,
definitely.
because we all start off somewhere. You know, and so if you're big or small, or you never lifted weights before, or haven't lifted in however many years it's been, nobody cares. Everyone's there to better themselves. They're not worried about you.
Yeah,
But like I said, I see anyone working out and I'm just like, man, that's awesome. That's really cool.
it definitely is,
Yeah.
for sure. And then you see, like, if you follow people, you can see their transformations. And
Yeah.
you're just like, holy cow,
Oh my God, dude.
it's insane.
Freaking Talon. Like,
yeah.
his whole, I mean, yeah, ever since I've known him for, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years now.
Nice. Yeah, I went to high school with him.
Oh, really?
I remember I didn't see him, like, once I graduated high school, I probably didn't see him for about 3 years. And then I saw him; he was all tatted up and swole. I was like, "Holy cow!"
Yeah.
Like, I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, he looked like his brother back then, from what his brothers back then, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But when I first met him, he was in shape, but he was he was still lean. He still had muscle, but then from that to him going into bodybuilding and competing, and then where he is now, where he's getting ready for his second show and everything, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like how much progress he's made, and it's just super cool.
And he jumped into that competition like with 60-day notice or something like that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah. I still don't know how he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he signed up only like 3 weeks before the event, actually.
Yeah.
So
Insane.
it's crazy. But he did so good. I'm proud of that dude.
Yeah, me too. And he's fun to talk to.
Yeah.
We've had like super deep conversations on here.
I'll say you've had him on here a couple times, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3. It always gets deep with that guy.
Yeah.
He's fun to talk to.
Yeah. No, dude, he was talking to me about the other day. Like, every time I go to work out, and it's during, like, working hours, I'll go and sit in his office for, like, 20 minutes before I even work out, just so we can talk. And he was talking at one point about just, like, the hip-hop scene and the way that people approach music when they write, and just his insight on, like, how the soul goes into people into your writing and everything was just insane. Like I don't even remember what all he said because I'm not as smart as he is about that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just walked in and I was not expecting to have this really deep conversation. But that tends to happen a lot with him.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Was that music video? Was that shot in the same? Was that building?
Yeah.
Involved in the film?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I couldn't tell.
Well, whenever he got a hold of me, because he shot a little bit of behind the scenes for that film, and he liked that location a lot because I probably shouldn't say this, but we weren't really allowed to go anywhere else, and we weren't even really allowed to film inside that building. We were supposed to film outside of it and just kind of use it as a backdrop, but again, the wind was against us, and so we were like, we need to shoot this inside, and so
Yeah.
we ended up doing it, and it worked out great, I think. But yeah, he had mentioned that he wanted something like that for his music video, and I was like, well, I can get a hold of the people that own the building and see if they'll let us go out there again. And they did, and yeah, we just shot it all within like 3 hours, I think. And yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I love that video too.
It's really well shot. It's cool. I was asking Jace about it. I have Black Sheep. I've had him on the podcast 2 or
Yeah.
3 times too.
Yeah.
But he was just like, yeah, man, I was kind of nervous about it, but I was like, I got to do a video.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, I showed up, and I'm like, it's your turn. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how it happened, because it was just me and Talon out there for, I don't know, like an hour or so, just filming some of his stuff, and then Jay showed up, and we were like, hey, it's your turn, so get out there. And he was like, okay, and he did it like a champ too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's never shot a video before that, right?
No, he hasn't.
He did great.
He's very low key with
Yeah.
his music, but he's really him and Talon are both like really good at what they do.
They are. It's a little not intimidating. What is what I'm looking for? It makes me sad that I can't do the same thing. Like, because I love music and I am a musician, but I can't do that. I can't do what they do, and it makes me a little sad because I wish
Nice.
I could.
What do you like play instruments?
Yeah, like guitar, drums, bass.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, I've never been a music writer. I've tried and I can't do it. It's hard.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really tried, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I never had the urge to, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. But we do different kind of writing anyway, so
Yeah.
at least we're still doing something.
It's true. I played the tuba in 6th grade, and I played the recorder in 4th grade. So
Hell yeah.
Pretty
Oh man, my daughter
pretty well
just,
versed.
my daughter just started doing the recorder in 3rd grade. Like
Hot cross
it was
buns.
they sent like home a letter saying we had to pay for her to get a recorder and all this kind of stuff, and I was like, what? I guess it's just to start teaching them like the basics of music and everything. But I didn't
Yeah.
realize that was an actual thing that kids learn recorders. I thought it
Yeah.
was a joke instrument.
Basically, like I moved from Amarillo to Canyon in 4th grade, the very end of 4th grade.
Yeah.
And they all had recorders,
Yeah.
and then they gave me one, and then like for like 2 weeks, every time I would play, the whole class would clap for me. Like I was like the special kid.
Yeah.
It's like he's never played a recorder before.
Yeah.
I thought Canyon was so weird when I moved there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because we used to drink out of like bags of milk, and I was like, "What the hell is this? Like, why,
Yeah.
why are you doing this? Buy a carton, you
Yeah.
cheap bastards!" I don't know.
Now, are
crazy
you the
place.
kind of person that you do like Canyon or you don't like Canyon? Because I found out there's like two different kind of people.
It's different because like when you're young, if you go to Canyon High School and Canyon Junior High, you're like, "Oh, this place sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, the cops are just trying to pull me over all the time, and I can't smoke tobacco, and
Yeah.
like, it's just a whole like thing because you're like a prissy little teenager." But like when you become an adult and you're in college, you like appreciate the place a lot.
Okay.
It's a really nice place.
It really is, man. I moved here 7 years ago, and so I've only ever been an adult in Canyon. But I love it. I love the community. I love what's been going on in the square and like
Absolutely.
everything that's been happening in the past five or so years. I guess since Palace kind of dropped in. Yeah, I love Canyon.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason why I had a problem there was just because like I liked to smoke weed in high school, and
That's
I
fair.
was like, I was making myself a target, you know?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I don't completely lost my train of thought.
It's all good. But I
Yeah.
do. I don't live in Canyon anymore, so now like every time I drive through it, I'm like, oh, it's so cool.
Yeah.
And they just built a new stadium. I saw that on Instagram. Looks
Yeah,
awesome.
dude. I saw some people went to the game last night. I didn't get to go because I was doing auditions for a new short film. But I kind of want to because I just started going to WT this fall.
Oh, nice. It is so nice.
Oh man, it's awesome.
It's
Did you go to school there?
I did. I graduated in 2015.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
But they have that brand new like ag building.
Yeah,
And they have the new sports complex.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
it is. What'd you major in?
I majored in mass communications, like advertising, public
Yeah.
relations.
That's what I was gonna go for originally. I decided to go for English instead, but I know so many mass comm students there.
Nice.
Like Wilson, Andrea, like yeah.
Oh yeah, Wilson was there when I was there.
Oh, was he?
He's killing it. That guy's crazy.
Dude, I don't. I saw him the other day at Palace, but yeah, I aspire to be as successful as he is. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
His commercial for Amarillo National made the Super Bowl. I remember
Mhm.
that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that the Western one.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
He's doing real well. Shout out to that guy. Now I was thinking like I should have just majored in broadcasting since I'm just broadcasting right now, you know.
I mean, what is it, like 80-90% of people don't end up using the degree that they majored in?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much when I graduated college, they were like, "Oh, you can go find a sales job. Go
Yeah.
find a sales job for the news or go find find a sales job somewhere." So I went to Amarillo Globe News
Yeah.
and had a sales job, and I was like, "This is lame as
Yeah.
hell."
Yeah, that does not appeal to me at all. That's,
you-
that's kind of why I didn't go towards mass comm.
Mm-hmm.
What
The
is it?
reason I chose advertising was because I made a radio commercial where I impersonated Morgan Freeman,
Really?
and I won like two Addy awards for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Can
And
you still do it?
I did it as a joke.
Yeah.
And everyone loved it, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll go into advertising and make funny stuff.
Yeah.
And then I realized I don't want to make funny stuff for other people. I just want to make funny stuff for myself.
That's fair.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I can kind of do it. I have to think about it for a little bit. The whole thing was just like it was a Chipotle commercial,
Oh, really?
and it was just like, "Hello, I'm Morgan Freeman," and that was the gist of it. It was like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
but-
That's all it takes, man.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like I literally like did it like the night before. Like I
Mhm.
didn't plan hard on it, but that always seems to be like the way it works out. Is like the stuff like you just kind of put together at the last second. Sometimes ends up being like your best work
Yeah.
randomly.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
yeah, that was the highlight of my college career.
Whatever works, man.
It was crazy because I went to the awards ceremony
Mm-hmm.
and like I didn't. I went and I bought like a new shirt because I didn't have any button-up shirts and I didn't know how to tie a tie.
Yeah.
So like I had a weird tied tie and I didn't iron the shirt because
Yeah.
it was like came in a package. It was like it comes in a package, it'll be fine. But it had these big lines in it and I just looked terrible. But I still got 2 awards, so and I learned how to iron since then.
Hell yeah.
And I can tie ties, not bow ties, but I can tie regular ties.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, good old days. So you just started. You're gonna go for English
Yeah.
to do become a professor.
I don't know. I don't really have a plan
Mm-hmm.
for that. I've just been in school for, God, so freaking long now. Just because I take I took online classes for several years, just kind of get my basics out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of decided what I was going to do. I was going to go for mass comm, and then I changed to engineering for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Decided I didn't really want to do that. And then just, I guess, about a year ago, I switched to English. Just because I've always been, like I said, I've always been a writer. And I've written a book before. I'm on my second book.
Wow.
And like all the screenplays and stuff that I write. It just made sense to me to study something that I'm passionate about instead of something that I needed to do to get, a better job or whatever.
For sure. That's the mindset I should have had.
Yeah. And so, like, I tried to go to college as soon as I got out of high school, but throughout high school, I was very much of the opinion that I was not going to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those last minute things where a fellow student that I graduated with was like, "Oh, you have to go to college. You have to, especially since I basically went to college for free at the first time around." So I finally went. I went for sign language of all things to be an interpreter, and that didn't last more than a year. I had a job and interpreting, and I hated it. It was
Really?
awful. Yeah. But then I just stopped going to school until after I got back from the Air Force. Started going back to school and just kind of knocking my basics out until I figured out what I wanted to do. But yeah, it just made sense to me to do English, something that I'm really interested in and passionate about, and all that kind of stuff. So.
Well, not to discourage you, but kind of seem overqualified for an English degree.
Yeah. Well, thanks. But I mean, yeah, I just need a degree in something at least. All these years that I've spent in school, I want to have something, and I'm only really like 3 or 4 semesters away from getting it. So
Oh, nice.
might as well finish it out. And
Yeah, not bad.
yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, it seems like you're doing extremely well without one. But I guess if you're almost there.
That's the thing. Like, I'm not going to school for any sort of career. Like, I'd like to be able to teach one day. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
And you do need a degree for that. But right now, like with Bell, I'm fine. And then with the video stuff, it's going good. So it's not like I really need this degree. It's just something that I personally just want, and it's something that I've wanted for, I don't know, a while now, and so figured might as well do it. It does make things a little bit harder because I feel like I'm drowning sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that. Respect it though.
40 hours a week plus school plus video, and then I have a family, so yeah. But it's fine.
I was watching a James Franco interview. That guy has like three degrees.
Yeah,
and he's an actor. So it was like
that's
he
like
just likes to learn, man.
What's her name? Phoebe from Friends. Lisa Kudrow. She's like a rocket scientist.
Really?
Like an actual rocket scientist.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she has her PhD in something to do with that, and yeah, she's an actress.
That's wild.
Yeah.
There's Chris DiStefano. Did you ever watch the show Guy Code? Is that what it's called? Okay. Well, he's a comedian. He was on Guy Code.
Yeah.
And he has his doctorate, and he's just like, this is my plan B if comedy doesn't work out. And it's such a crazy plan B to have. Like,
yeah. there's so many people like that. Like, I think Dennis Quaid is the same way. I think I might be completely wrong on that one. But yeah, there's a lot of actors and actresses. Like, The Offspring. You know the band The Offspring. Yeah. I think it's the singer has his PhD in something. It's similar to what Lisa Kudrow has. I think. Like, I want to say rocket science, but I could be completely wrong. But it's something with like biochemistry or something like that. And he's super smart, but he's the singer of The Offspring. So
wow,
yeah, it's crazy,
impressive.
I think it's just my thing is like I always want to be learning. Yeah. I don't like not learning, I guess is the best way to put that.
I agree. I think that's one of the main reasons I went to college.
Yeah, for sure.
And I thought about getting a master's.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know what I would do with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't want to... I'm never going to be content knowing what I know now. I want to learn more, and I constantly want to keep learning just so I can better myself. And, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm going to be a student until the day I die. But,
yes. You've said so many quotable things already. I'm going to go
sweet.
back and pull those out.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's real cool. So, yeah, you're working on a documentary now. Can't talk about it.
Yeah.
What else? Let's see. So how many films, like, you said you had a 90-minute film on your website? Is that the longest one you've
No,
shot?
9 minute.
Oh, 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just a little bitty one. That's the last sci-fi film that we did.
Okay. Have you done any like full feature, like hour and a half film?
Besides the one I acted in, no.
Okay.
That's the goal. I don't know what I'm gonna do it on. I honestly like Walking Papers was gonna be that, like the first feature length film that I did. I wrote it intending to make it a full feature length film, but I sat down a few times to try to write it into a feature-length film, an hour and a half, 2 hours long, whatever. And I felt like every time I tried to come up with something new to expand it, it took the heart out of what I was doing. Like, so I can't say a lot without ruining the ending of it, but the last scene of Walking Papers, like, it means something, right? Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They won't know what I'm talking about until they watch it. But, that whenever we started off, the original script didn't have anything about the farmer and his daughter. It was just Joe and his job at the bank and the bank getting robbed.
And the farmer is a significant thing.
That completely changed everything, because the entire time that I was writing this and like sending it to people, I just kept feeling like there was something missing, and I was like, man, if I left it it was supposed to end at the silo, and it was supposed to be with them driving away and getting away with everything, and that was the end of it.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, you can't root for this guy because he was he was an asshole, and there was nothing redeemable about him. And so I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was like, I need something for him I need something redeemable in him. And my friend, shout out to David Collins because I love that dude. He's an actor in a lot of my stuff. He was he was the
new security guard.
no, he was one of the robbers in the film.
Okay.
He the longer haired guy.
Okay. Yeah.
He's been in pretty much almost everything that I've ever done.
He's not the guy who like looked at the vault.
No,
Okay,
that's
the other one. Gotcha.
Thomas Scott. He lives actually in Virginia, so we flew him
Wow.
in for that. Yeah, but the other robber is David. But I was just talking to him one day, and he was like, "Well, what if you did something to where he like tried to help somebody?" And I think the Henry scene was a lot smaller at that point, but we expanded up on that. And then it became what it is now. And like I said, now it has like heart to it. It has something, a redeemable quality to the character. But every time I tried to rewrite the script to make it a feature, it would lose something. And it would... Okay, so did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yes.
So you know about the movie that's coming out?
Yeah, I mean, I saw like something about it hitting Netflix, right?
Yeah. It's going to be out like next month. And while I'm excited about it, I'm also kind of disappointed because it was such a perfect ending for Jesse's character.
Yeah.
I don't really want to see what else he does afterwards.
Oh, it's supposed to be like a after?
Yeah, it's all about Jesse. About him. It's called El Camino, and it's about him in the El Camino running from the cops kind of thing.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't look at the details. I thought
Yeah.
maybe they were just like making the full series into one film.
Yeah, no, it's not like that. It's supposed to be after. And while I'm excited to watch it, I will watch it. I'm probably going to love it. I'm also kind of disappointed because it was such a perfect ending for him. So that's kind of where I ended up with Walking Papers. It was such a perfect ending for that story. I feel like anything that I tack on at the end or after that is going to cheapen it or something.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's the thing that happens.
Because there are problems with the story. Like I'm aware that he's probably not going to get away with it. But I kind of don't want to show that.
Yeah,
I want to leave it open ending like that.
for sure.
So.
Because I mean, there's probably evidence that could be found.
Right. Yeah. And all of a sudden, this farmer is 50 grand richer than he was, before the story happened. So there's a lot of loose ends that get left open.
But some stories are just better left untold.
Right. Exactly. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. And it might be something I end up trying to find something else on again. But as of right now, I kind of want to just leave it as it is, and maybe do something similar for my first feature, but not that story.
I see. And did you sit down and write that whole thing out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we were in the middle of pre-production or maybe post-production for them, the sci-fi short. And I was just like, what comes next? What are we doing? And the whole goal for Lumos Pictures was we started off at this point with a little series called Fabrication with my daughter. It was supposed to start there, and everything that we did was supposed to just get a little bit better every time. And we got to the point where we need to start raising money for this. And we crowdfunded for Walking Papers and raised more than we had initially planned on using. But yeah, so we were in post-production for them, and I was just like, I need something. I need an idea to write on. And so I started talking to my friend Thomas, who plays Jesse, the bank robber, in that film. And I was like, I'm just trying to figure out something that I can use you in, because I really wanted to work with him again, because we worked together in Vindication. And so I just had this idea about, this security guard at a bank who's being forced to retire. The bank gets robbed on his last day of work. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool idea. Like, what would he do? What was his choices? What would his choices be? Would he... he's being forced to retire, so would he just kind of stand by and say, not my problem? Or would he actually go after the bank robbers? Because that's still his job, even though it's his last day and he's being forced to retire, would he still go after them? And so that blossomed into what the script became. And it took a few months, I think, just kind of revising and everything to become what it was.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I noticed, and we might be giving too much away.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, we've danced around it enough. It's if they figured it out, oh well, it's fine. It'll be available in 2 months to watch. So,
But I think it's not the opening scene, the scene where he's in the kitchen with his wife, and she's like,
yep.
like, what am I supposed to do after this? And she's like, don't worry, the Lord will take care of us. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You know?
It's really funny because, that's delving a lot into religion. Mm-hmm. Her whole character. I had her character a lot more about like the Lord will provide. Mm-hmm. Like that, I think she said that like 2 or 3 times in the original script. I knocked it down to 1 because one of my crew members was like, "I'm not comfortable with this."
Yeah.
And I can't talk anymore about it without giving things away. But she says,
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I really hope this like tickles people's interest and make them want to go watch it. But yeah, she's super religious, and she it's very obvious in her mannerism and the way she talks that she is religious. Mm-hmm. And then things happen the way that they do, and you're just like, ugh. And it's supposed to kind of like mirror, I guess, modern day Christianity and a lot of I guess hypocritical Christians.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. But not to snap on it too much because,
got some depth in there. I dig it.
There is a lot of it in there, but yeah.
But I wanted to get into your writing. So, do ideas just like come to you at random? Do you set time aside, like, okay, Friday, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna try to brainstorm something?
No, they just come to me.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I'll just be. I don't know, man. Like I get bored really easily. Mm-hmm. If I don't have anything going on, I go insane because there's nothing to do, and I'm not the kind of person that can just. I said this earlier. I can't just sit at the house and be happy. I can't just like play video games and be happy or whatever the case is. I have to be creating something, and so, since I have such a mindless job, I work at Bell. Mm-hmm. Like I said earlier, I'm quality assurance. So most of my time spent at work is just sitting, waiting for someone to call me over to look at their work. Mm-hmm. And then I could go look at their work for like a couple minutes, check it over, make sure it's fine. I'll go back to my desk. So I'm basically sitting at my desk 9 hours out of the day out of a 10-hour workday. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, kind of thing. But so I just, my mind is constantly thinking about like certain things that I could be, making these films out of or writing a book out of. Like I said, I get bored.
I see.
That's basically it.
Are there times of the day or times of the year where you feel more creative in any way, or is it
definitely?
Is there any method to it?
Yeah, for sure. Mornings and nights, typically, and then winter for some reason. I guess because I'm inside more, and it's cold, so I don't want to be outside. I want to be inside, But typically that ends up leading to a lot more ideas because I'm just kind of I get cabin fever, I guess, and I'm just like I want to do something. I don't want to be just sitting in this house or in wherever I'm at. But usually, like if I'm working on something, I'll go to Palace or really anywhere that I can just kind of sit down and be to myself and put some music in my headphones. In the mornings, I write a lot, and then at night at home, I'll just like get a glass of whiskey or something and just start typing, and then go from there.
Nice. Yeah. I always write at home, usually late at night, or I'll write at work. I'll get ideas at work. But
that happens. Yeah, I've been writing more at work lately too. But I mean, I work nights, so that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've always heard about people writing in coffee shops, so I haven't done it yet, but I plan on doing it eventually. I just feel like I get too distracted.
That was what I was about to say is that it's hard for me to do it now because, like I said, since my wife worked at Palace for almost 4 years, I think, I know everybody that works there and everybody that visits there. Do it.
Stop to say hi to everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Like people walk by and just start talking to me, and I'll be like, take my headphones off and I'm
working.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm too nice to say that. So it's been harder lately because I'll go to there for a couple hours and like an hour and a half of that I'm talking to people. So usually I have to go like somewhere else in Amarillo to work if I'm going to go out somewhere. But it just helps. Like if I'm at home, it's hard for me to get into the mindset of writing because like my daughter is coming in and out the whole time, and if there's other things at home and I need to be doing like cleaning or building something or whatever the case is, that's usually on my mind. So I typically have to leave to be able to get into the writing process, which is why I haven't written a whole lot since the walking paper script. And yeah, because I've been spending more time at home just trying to get stuff ironed out there.
Well, that's also important.
Yeah, so. It is for sure. But I just
definitely don't want to neglect that.
Yeah, and I wrote a script for something that I hope to be doing in the next 3 months or so. But yeah, things have just been so hectic and busy that I haven't really had a whole lot of time to do any writing, really.
It happens.
Sadly enough. Yeah, it does.
For sure. Yeah, because there's weeks where I can, write a lot, and there's weeks where it's just like I came up with 2 things.
Yeah, for sure. And I have a professor that talks about writing every single day. I'm like, man, I don't have time for that shit.
Yeah, I need to. I need to set aside time because that's like Joe Rogan talks about that. Just writing an hour a day. And I think, do you know who Joey Diaz is? Mm-mm. Okay, he's have you seen The Longest Yard?
Yes.
Okay, the big fat Italian guy who's
yeah.
I need a Diet Coke. That guy. He's
can of corn.
Yeah, he's like really good. He's like a stand-up before he was an actor. So
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I think he was in Spider-Man 2 also, but like
it wouldn't surprise me.
A small clip.
Yeah.
But anyway, his thing is like he just wakes up in the morning and he just starts writing. Like even if there's no jokes in there, it's just writing about anything.
That's
like
Stephen King.
Just putting pen to paper. It's eventually something's gonna come up.
Yeah. Have you ever read On Writing by Stephen King?
I haven't. That's
the same thing he does, man. I think he hits a goal. His goal is like 2,000 or 3,000 words a day. And as soon as he wakes, dude, he's like, I mean, obviously it's Stephen King, so he puts out 50 books a year or whatever it is. But as soon as he wakes up in the morning, sorry, I know that over. As soon as he wakes up in the morning, he's writing, and he just goes to work until like lunch, and then he'll spend the rest of his day doing whatever he wants to do. But for that first like 4 to 6 hours, whatever it is, he's just in chair, and he will not leave until he hits his word count.
Wow.
Yeah.
Discipline, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what you have to do if you're going to be on his level. But like I said, I just don't have that time.
That's the secret behind everyone's success.
Yeah, for sure.
Just being a maniac about it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna eventually have to do that. Do you know who Jonathan Baker is?
No.
He's a local guy that he had actually just moved to Maine a couple weeks ago, but he's a writer from around here, and that's what he every single day he was just writing because he did it for several newspapers, and he has several books that he's written. Still hadn't released any of them until I think this newest one he might be releasing. But yeah, he made sure he was writing every single day. I'm just like, man, I want to get to that point. It's just really hard right now.
For sure. Like I'll get I'm obviously writing joke ideas, so it's different. But I'll just get an idea and I'll put it in my phone and be like I'll come back to it in a day or two.
Yeah.
And that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of like random, and sometimes I'll put down an idea and I'm like, what does that mean? Like scuba suit? Like I don't even know what I meant.
Did you ever
I was probably drunk.
Do you know Wyatt Cenac?
Yes.
I love Wyatt Cenac. Whenever at one of his albums, he had someone else come on stage and we're like, "Oh, Wyatt's not able to come, but I have his note cards, so I'll be able to do his whole
that
routine."
special's on Spotify.
Yeah.
I was listening to it.
Yeah, I love that album. He's like, joke about Spider-Man. And that's all he wrote down.
Classic. Nice. Man. So what else is going on in the world? You have just one child?
Yep.
That's cool.
One daughter, and that's all we're sticking with.
That's fun. That's a good time.
We got a lot of judgment from our family for not having more kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to say for having a kid.
No. My family is very much the kind that you better pop out like 3 or 4 kids to be like that's your job in the world is to make as many kids as possible. And so whenever we were like, oh, we're just sticking with Raylan, then they were not okay with it. My mom and my grandma gave me a lot of guilt trips over that.
Wow,
Yeah.
it's hardcore.
Yeah, I know, right? Seriously. But
You act like kids are free, Mom.
I know, right? Yeah, but I don't see how it's anyone else's business. I don't understand why I don't understand why people think that they can interject their opinion on that kind of thing.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me.
Everyone does feel that way, though.
Yeah, like I have family members that don't want kids at all, and they get judged so hardcore for that. I'm like, why? Like, it's their decision, it's their life. Let them live the way they want to live.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Some people just want to be bachelors.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Definitely not.
And I don't know. I guess people are just scared of the things that they don't know, or yeah, I don't know. It's
Everybody's different out here.
Yeah.
But does your daughter, do you see any like creativity, anything you have in her?
Oh, you probably. I don't think I told you this. So the little girl that's in Walking Papers.
That's your daughter?
That's my daughter.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Oh man, she's awesome. I love her. So she's 9, and she does like dance and acting and all kinds of stuff. She's way more outgoing than my wife and I have ever been. So she like loves school and church and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, dude, she's just this little ball of energy, and just she's so like happy and hopeful all the time, and it's a little exhausting at some times. But no, she's awesome. I love her.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's been in almost everything I've ever done. She wasn't in Them or Echo, the 2 sci-fi shorts. She wasn't in any of those, but everything else I've ever done, she's been in.
Okay, that's real cool.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a whole web series based around her on the website. It's not as good as the new stuff, but it's up there if you want to watch it.
Was she like ready to jump into it day one?
Let's see. It depends on the day, honestly.
Yeah.
There's days where she's like, I want to do something on camera and I want to act and all that kind of stuff. And there's this days where like, I have a horror short that's on the website too, if you ever want to check that out, that we're going to remake soon.
I'm gonna check it all out.
But she that day I wanted to make this and she was like, I don't want to do this. And I'm like, well, too bad.
That's funny.
But yeah, she's awesome.
That's real cool. Does your wife get involved as well?
Yeah.
I think I saw her on the credits.
Yeah, she produces a lot of the stuff that I do. For Vindication, she was like an assistant or a camera assistant for a while, and then she was makeup and wardrobe on a lot of things.
That's so cool.
Yeah, she's actually been in filmmaking a lot longer than I have. She did it in high school and stuff, and she came on board after she got out of basic training. She got medically discharged from the Air Force during that film that we talked about earlier.
Did you meet her in the Air Force?
No, I actually joined the Air Force because of her.
That's crazy. You sound like you're describing yourself as a woman, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, kind of. No, I was trying to join the Army whenever we met, and I got denied. They would not take me because I'm legally blind in my right eye.
Oh, wow, really?
They would not take me at all. And so I was like, well, shit, what am I going to do now? And then we were just friends at the time, and she was like, hey, why don't you join the Air Force? Because they do waivers. And stuff
They don't
like
need
that.
eyes.
Yeah.
Just use your hands.
Yeah. And, yeah, she just told me about that because she was going in, too. And she had Raylan at the time. So she was having to wait a little bit longer till she could get in. But yeah, so she told me about that, and I got in. I ended up going to basic training before her because she had to wait until Raylan was a certain age so that the breastfeeding thing wouldn't be an issue anymore. And yeah, but ever since then, like we started collaborating on this kind of stuff, and then she's been a part of everything that we've done so far.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's super cool. Like, we definitely need our time away from each other. We very much are open about the fact that we need alone time. But a lot of our hobbies are the same. Like powerlifting, I said earlier, we have the same coach. Filmmaking, we both do it together, and she's there every step of the way. So It's super cool.
That's a great dynamic.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Get the whole family involved. I like that.
I don't know if they do it by choice sometimes or if it's just because I tell them to, but
It counts.
Yeah.
So you're legally blind in one eye?
Yeah. I was born with like, I don't know. There's like a cataract and all this kind of medical bullshit that I'm sure nobody cares about. But yeah, basically, I've just been blind on my right eye for my whole life. And
so you can't like see out of it at all? Or
it's super
real
blurry.
blurry?
Like if
Okay.
I'm looking that way, I just see a big blur. Like I can see the wall and everything like that, but I can't see any of the wordings on any of that, any of those paintings over there, or anything like that. I can't even see the numbers on that clock right there.
Have you considered a monocle?
You're not the first person to suggest that, actually. I've had several people tell me that I should wear a monocle, but my issue would be that I don't know how to keep it there, and I just, I don't even want to try to mess with it.
I mean, just imagine being the filmmaker with the monocle. Like, and be like, I need to listen to this guy. He has a monocle.
Either that, or people would be like, "Oh, look at this pretentious douchebag that's wearing a monocle."
Yeah, could be both. A little bit of both.
I want to do one as a joke one day. I might do it as a Halloween thing or something eventually, but yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
I need a monocle too, just for fun.
Get it.
Yeah.
Dude, that dog is passed out in the corner.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised the dogs haven't really barked. They barked a little bit, but dogs be crazy out here.
Yeah.
So what other podcasts were you on?
It's called Yellow City Podcast, I think.
Oh, nice.
It's like I said, it's not up and running yet. So the dude that's in charge of it, or that hosted and everything, super cool dude. He's Amarillo PD, and he's just he talks about how he was getting really depressed because he saw all these really sad situations and people in despair and people that were just not doing all that well off in life, and he had to go and make their day even worse, kind of thing, sometimes. And so he was getting super depressed about like just life, really. And then he started like finding hope in people and like people's stories, and just there was something that he got out of talking to people that gave him hope, because everyone has a story, and that's one thing that we talked about, is that one thing that Patrick Burns talked to me about one time was that everyone has a story, and that's he's always lived his life believing that, and he wants to know what those stories are, and so that's what this guy does as well. He really wants to connect with people and find out what's going on with everyone in their lives. And it's really, really cool. I can't wait until it actually hits the air, and
That's awesome.
he gets those episodes out and everything.
Sounds way cooler than what I'm doing.
But yeah, he just talks to he talked to Jim Livingston, the photographer, and he's talked to who else did he say he talked to? I think he talked to like a firefighter or something like that. But yeah, it's just hearing people's stories.
That's real cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I got invited onto the Panhandle Primate podcast.
Really?
I don't know if you've heard of it.
I haven't.
Dexter Kearley, he does it. He's been on here too, but he's a firefighter. He's a really cool dude, and he's like super into fitness too. He's just a really interesting guy. But yeah, he has his own website for it, and he was the one who told me I need to get a website. So
Okay.
I need to stop slacking. I need to get a website. It's next on the list.
It helps a lot. I only have a website because of the editing software that I use, Premiere. It's all Adobe stuff. So like Premiere, After Effects, all that kind of stuff. It comes with a portfolio website that you can put all your stuff on. That's the only reason that I have a website.
Nice.
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have ever even considered it. I would just have social media.
I did a graphic design class at WT where we had to make a website, and mine was like trash because I didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
But I know the basics of it, so
Yeah.
I'm just being lazy.
Well, I mean, it's stuff like Squarespace and Wix and all that kind of stuff. It
Yeah.
makes it super easy for you anyway.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Indeed. So, do you? I know we talked about it a little bit. We kind of brushed on it. Your aspirations as far as like how far you want to take it. I mean, you said you want to be able to quit your 9 to 5 or your night job.
Yeah.
You wanted to be able to do it full time. So what does that look like to you?
Man, I don't even know. I've thought about it so much. I mean, I'd love to obviously be a full-time filmmaker. I'd love to be able to do my own movies and
With a monocle.
yeah, with the monocle the whole time. Yeah, I'd love to be able to do this full time, and eventually it might happen, and it might not. But at this point, I'm happy doing what I do anyway. So even if it never happens, I'm still going to be happy because I'm doing the things that I love, and it might not reach as wide of an audience as I like, but it's still reaching someone, and it's still me telling stories.
Yeah.
And I've been a storyteller since I was a kid. That's my thing. And so it would be great if it happened, but even if it doesn't, then that's fine. Kind of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a good answer.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah. We're about an hour 20 in. It's 9:30.
Oh Jesus.
We can do some wrap up questions.
Okay.
I don't know if you have anything coming up tonight, but
I'm just gonna be going home and doing homework, honestly.
nice. Oh yeah, so you're taking classes right now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All English related?
Yeah, I'd tell you what they are, but you'd probably be bored as shit about them.
Sounds
Like
awesome.
history of the English language kind of thing. Stuff that
Familiar.
like is fascinating to me, but I bet no one else cares about.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, now I want to ask about that. Have you
Fire away, man.
have you found any like interesting words like in the English language where I don't know, how do I want to word this? Any words that don't make sense
So
that shouldn't exist?
okay. So I've been in class for 2 weeks now. There's been several things that have been brought up that's just fascinating to me. Like the English language has more Latin words than the original Latin language had.
Wow.
Yeah. How basically English is the bastard stepchild of like 5 or 6 different languages that's all came together, and it's a language with a lot of rules with just as many exceptions. And I don't know, there's so much to it that's so cool to me. Like one of my professor talked about the different meanings of words that mean the same thing. So like how dad and father basically mean the same thing.
Yeah.
And body and figure basically also mean kind of the same thing. But why does dad bod and father figure not mean the same thing?
That's funny. I
Same
like
thing
that.
with what is it? Butt dial and booty call.
Oh. He should do stand up.
Dude, seriously, Professor Helbert, shout out to him because he's awesome. But yeah, just certain things like that, like it just makes me laugh. And yeah, like I said, I'm only 2 weeks in, and it's like a 15-week semester. And so I'm really excited to learn more about it. But I've tried to talk with other people about this stuff, and they're just like, yeah, I don't care at all.
That's awesome. I don't have a dad bod. I have a father figure. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's dope. Is that like your most interesting class right now?
Yeah, it's that and advanced comp, which is just writing basically about different things. Like we're talking about is it Alison Bechdel? We just finished talking about her and she's a graphic novelist that talks about her life, and it's non-fictional, but she was still able to make like 2 different graphic novels about her life. I'd say that I'm probably a little bit less interested in that class just because I like writing about fiction. I don't like writing about like real life stuff. But it's still super interesting, and I love both my professors so much. So yeah.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll go for the wrap-up questions. These are questions I ask everybody.
Okay.
I can't remember one of them right now, but maybe it'll come to me.
Yeah.
So, can you remember a time that you laughed the hardest?
Laugh the hardest. Oh God. Probably honestly, either during stand up or talking to my wife. Like like I said earlier, I love stand-up comedy. I could never be a stand-up comic because I don't think I'm that funny. But it's something that I listen to in my pastime all the time. Like I love John Mulaney and I love Louis C.K. and I listened to Fluffy for a really long time. His late stuff hasn't been as great, but
It happens.
yeah. But like Bill Burr, you know,
Oh, he's about to drop a special. I can't wait.
Is he really?
Yeah, this month. Is it? Yeah, this month, September.
yeah. But yeah, and then we talked about Joe Rogan earlier, and that dude is just freaking hilarious. But either like watching stand-up special or just talking to my wife, because my wife is one of the funniest people alive. And I was gonna say, don't tell her I said that, but if she listens to this, then she'll hear it anyway. Because she's the kind of person that knows she's funny, so she'll laugh at her own jokes all the time. But she really is just that hilarious. So one of those two.
That's awesome. Which do you have like a favorite John Mulaney bit?
Oh shit!
'Cause he's always in my head.
Dude.
Like the one where he's like, I'm gay, I'm homeless, I'm new in town. Oh wait, I forgot how he said. No, he ended with new in town.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gay, I have AIDS, I'm homeless.
Scratch that. Oh man, I have to think about it because, like, he is my favorite comedian by far. It used to be Louis C.K., which is they're pretty opposite. Not, I mean, kind of.
Yeah, they could be. They're not very similar.
Yeah, and Louis C.K. kind of has a black spot on his name these days, anyway. But I used to love that guy. But yeah, I don't know. John Mulaney's sense of humor is it's exactly what I love. God, I can't even think about it off the top of my head. I quote him all the time, and all of a sudden, now I'm on the spot. I can't think about it.
The one where he's talking about Law and Order with Ice-T. He's like, you mean this guy gets off little girls with pigtails? It's like, yeah, you work in the sex crimes division.
You gotta get used to that, Ice. He's talking about how they can say anal contusions on TV.
Oh yeah. Anal
I loved his bit about Back to the Future. Did you hear his new? I think it's like Kid Gorgeous or something.
I think so. I might have fallen asleep during that one. Just
Oh
'cause
really?
I was watching it so late.
Oh man.
I need to rewatch that
You
one.
should go back and watch it because I think it's probably one of his best ones. But he's just talking about how weird it is that Marty has a best friend who's like a 40-year-old or 90-year-old physicist, and yeah, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna send him back in time," and they're like, "Oh, you mean he's gonna go like prevent the assassination of JFK?" And they're like, "Oh." Yeah, that's a much better idea than what we had. We were just gonna go have him send him back in time, and try and fuck his mom.
No, I need to watch that bit now.
It's great.
Wow.
That's a really good one.
Funny.
yeah.
Did you watch Chappelle's new special?
No, dude, I need to.
Oh,
I've
it's
seen
great.
bits and pieces of it.
It's fantastic.
I might honestly go back and watch it tonight after I finish my homework and everything, because I've heard nothing but good about it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, there's like outrage, but it's like online out. It's not even real outrage, It's just like,
Online outrage is fake.
yeah, I'm mad just because I think I should be.
Yeah. No, dude, people getting mad because other people tell them to get mad is it's the most infuriating thing. So, did you hear about this film that was supposed to come out recently called The Hunt?
Maybe. Is Scarlett Johansson in it?
No.
Oh.
What's her name? Oh shit, what's her name? The girl in the office that everyone decides if she's hot or not.
She was in Freedom Riders.
Yeah, and like $1 Million Baby and all that kind of stuff. Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank.
Yeah. She's in it, and so is the dude from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Charlie.
No, not Charlie.
Dennis.
Yes, he's in it too. So one of my the main character from Walking Papers, he's in that film.
He's the real actor.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, for sure. He's from Dallas. He
cool.
was in Vindication where I met him, and then I told him about this project, and he was like, "Yeah, if you want me to come on board," and then yeah, he got the part, and he's awesome.
I didn't know if those were just like friends of yours. That's cool.
No, yeah, I actually flew in half the actors that were in this film.
Wow.
One of the other ones, the bank owner Bob, he's an actor, but he's from here. Tommy Partain,
But Steve Mokate is the actor that played Joe in this. He was in this film, and it was supposed to be coming out like next month, but there was so much outrage against it because it was like liberals hunting conservatives or something like that in the trailer. And
That sounds hilarious.
yeah, it's man, I wanted to see it so bad, but they ended up pulling it because people got so outraged over it because Fox News was telling them to be outraged about it.
But how can you pull something before it even happens?
Exactly.
How do you know you're offended?
That's the thing. They don't. They are only offended because Fox News told them to be offended.
Yeah, that happens. That's very true.
Because I have pictures on my phone about this. I was at work one day and I went to the break room and they were doing a story over this and I was like, oh hey, my friend's in this. I'm going to take pictures and like send it to him. And he told me all about it. He was just saying how people were so outraged and offended because of all this stuff. But it turns out like the conservatives are the people that win in the movie anyway. And it
Really?
yeah, it's not as political as they're making it, but
Of course.
oh god.
Snowflakes.
Yeah. Seriously, 100%. And it was conservative snowflakes at this point.
Yeah. Owning the libtards,
Yeah.
as they say.
But man, I was so mad because I want to see it. I think they're eventually going to put it out, but it'll probably be like 2 years later whenever they finally put it out.
Maybe it's like that movie, The Interview, where it was like,
Yeah.
we're not allowed to show it,
Yeah.
but we're going to show it.
Yeah.
And then the hype got even bigger. So
Oh,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe it'll be like that.
Hopefully. I'm really hoping so. Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah, The Interview.
Did you like it?
I did like it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
Funny.
good.
Good stuff. And also that guy that played Kim Jong is a really good actor.
Yeah, he is.
He's in a lot of stuff.
He did a great job.
Hilarious.
Anything Jeff or James Franco and Seth Rogen do, I'm immediately interested in anyways.
Yeah, I still need to see that. I think it's called Good Boys.
I haven't seen that one.
Well, it just looks like super bad with 12-year-olds. But
I heard about that, yeah. Did you ever see what was the movie they did about the room? The Disaster Artist. Did you
no,
ever
I
see
never
that?
saw that one.
Oh, it's so good.
The trailer was really funny.
Yeah, did you ever see The Room?
No,
Do you know what it is?
like they made a movie about the movie that James Franco was in was about how bad that movie was, right?
Yeah, it's basically a documentary about that film. You should watch it first off, but you should watch it with a group of people. But it's considered one of the worst movies of all time, and they made a movie about it, and it's fantastic.
So you watched both? You watched the original as well? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have the original.
You like it? Is it like so bad that it's entertaining?
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay.
exactly the point of it. Or it's not the point they were making when they made the movie, but now that it's got like a cult following,
Yeah.
because it's so terrible. It's like an alien watched like American movies for I don't know how long, and then made their own movie based off of that, and it doesn't make sense at all, but it's awesome to watch.
Nice. That's like that movie they made back in the day. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was like an anti-weed propaganda, and
Jesus.
they would smoke joints in it and end up killing each other. And
Yeah.
I can't remember what the name is right now.
It's like the beginning of Pineapple Express.
It's gonna come to me. Yeah, it's exactly basically.
They probably were making fun of that in that movie.
What is that called? I don't know. I'll think of it later.
That's awesome.
Anyway, more wrap-up questions.
Yeah.
If you could make everyone in the world do something for 30 days, no matter what it is, they just have to do something for 30 days, what would it be?
Join the military.
Oh, nice.
Honestly,
Like that.
you like people are probably aren't gonna like this answer at all. Is it Sweden that makes people sign up for like 2 years?
Sweden probably does. I know Israel does for sure.
Yeah. I honestly think that everybody should have to do at least 2 years. Just because it helped me grow so much as a person, and it like gave me a sense of responsibility, and the person I was before the military versus after was completely different. And I think it would put a lot of things into perspective for people.
Oh, definitely. I think they'd argue less on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. it changes your worldview a lot, and it makes you appreciate what we have a lot more. And I feel like a lot of people would be way less entitled if that were the case. If that was a mandatory thing. Of course, in America now, it'd probably be impossible to even pass something like that. But it's just it's such a good thing to do, I think. Yeah. Plus, if you want to go to school,
join the military, and then they'll pay
Yeah.
for it.
Paid for. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Very cool.
What about you? What do you think?
If make everyone do something for 30 days.
Yeah, I know I changed that answer or that question to 2 years, but still.
Yeah, I feel you. Your answer was way better than what I would have said. Because I've thought about it before, and it was just give up your cell phone.
Dude, that's a great answer, though.
What if nobody had a cell phone for 30 days?
Man, there's been times where, like, I'll go on a trip somewhere that doesn't have like cell service. Like, okay, so
It's the best trip ever, right?
It is. It's great. It's so good. We went on a cruise for like a week, and we just didn't do anything with our cell phones. We just had it for pictures, but that's about it. But yeah, we didn't have signal or anything, and it was the best freaking week of my life because I wouldn't have to worry about like all this stupid shit on social media, and didn't have to worry about like people constantly contacting me and everything. And it's so freeing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great answer.
It is freeing. I went to the lake for 3 days.
Yeah.
With no service just recently.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing
I
ever.
love it. if it sucks now because like I'm so dependent on my phone because of what I do and because of like I have to answer emails every single day and check in with family members because it's family. But if I don't have to have my phone on me, I love it. It's the best thing.
Yeah, it's really cool. Did you watch Elon Musk on Joe Rogan?
No.
'Cause
I saw bits and pieces.
He was basically saying like our phone is already attached to us. It's only a matter of
It is.
time before it's like literally attached to us.
Yeah.
And that's terrifying.
It is terrible.
But I could totally see it.
Oh, I could too. It's really weird how Elon Musk went from this figure of like this is the father of the future to what he is now. No one talks about Elon Musk anymore.
That's true.
I don't know. What was it that was the turning point? I can't remember.
The point of what?
His turning point where people was the flamethrower thing where people were like, "Oh, this guy isn't a genius. He's just insane."
I don't know. He still looks like a genius to me.
See,
But
seriously.
probably it's not a flamethrower.
Yeah. It was around about that time though that like people stopped respecting him as much. I guess I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
He seems really cool though.
I agree.
I'd hang out with him.
I would too.
What else? If you could go to a time in your life and give yourself advice, what age would it be, and what would you tell yourself?
In my life, oh, let's see. I'd probably say I'd go back to high school, probably like freshman year, because the person I am now is not the person I was then. I've completely changed since then. And I think change is a good thing. I think if you're the same person you were in high school, then that's a very sad existence, honestly.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
That would be tragic.
Because I graduated almost, so it'd be about 12 years ago. But, yeah, like high schoolers think that everything is such an enormous deal and that, popularity is such a huge factor in your life, and I don't know, I guess I'd tell myself to just take things how would I put that, not take things so seriously, and to focus more on the things that make you happy than on what your image is, I guess, because at the end of the day, like, it does not matter at all what other people think about you. It's what, I guess what you think about you and like your self-confidence and all that kind of stuff. Like I am so much happier whenever I'm not worried about the opinions of other people, but what makes me happy and what makes my family happy and my friends and everything like that. Like that, my family, my friends, that's what I get the most life out of, on the side of my creativity and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, just not to worry so much about what other people think about you.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. This is a question I heard on the Pete Holmes podcast. I don't know if you know. Do you know Pete Holmes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hilarious guy.
Yeah.
But he asks, his wrap-up question is, what do you think happens when you die? And that's like
oh, man.
It seems like a really fun question.
Oh, man. I don't know. So, I was raised up Christian, and this is probably not something I should talk about on a podcast because there's some people in my life that don't even know my answer to this. But fuck it. I honestly don't know. I don't really even know where I am spiritually anymore.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I think that I believe that there is a God out there, and this is getting super deep. I do believe that, but ever since I've stopped worrying so much about like salvation and doing the right things in life and focusing on what the Bible and everything says not to do, I've been a happier person.
Whoa.
Like-
It's the exact same for me too.
Right? Yeah, seriously.
That's crazy.
Like, and it sucks to say, but like, you know, I don't know, like I spent, let's see, I'm 30 now, so I spent 26, 27 years of my life in church every single Sunday, reading the Bible all the time, and just feeling like a shitty person because I wasn't living up to the standards that was set. And since I let all that go, I've been so much happier. And it's I don't know. It's not something that I've really put a whole lot of thought into because if I do think about it, then you know it's kind of sad.
You get that guilt feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. I spent however long, like I said, 26, 27 years of my life just feeling guilty about being a person for being the way that I was created to be.
Yeah.
But now, now that that's not my focus and I'm not worried about that, I'm just happier. And I'm not feeling like I'm not living up to whatever it is that the Bible says I'm supposed to be or whatever the case is. I'm working to be a better person every single day. And I feel like I'm achieving that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I definitely can agree to that 100%.
Yeah.
I was my mother and I recently got into, not recently, I guess my last year of high school.
Yeah.
So she got into like the Hebrew roots part of Christianity.
Yeah.
Where you like try to follow the Torah, those rules.
Yeah.
And there was a time in my life where I was like, I can't eat shellfish or
Yeah.
pork because dietary laws.
Right.
And like bacon's delicious.
Yeah.
And I've been
It is.
I've just stopped feeling guilty every time I indulge.
Yeah.
And I feel better about it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I know that there are a lot of people out there that say, you know, you're supposed to be this ideal Christian person and be just like Christ and everything. But every time I attempted to, I just felt like a shit person because I couldn't do it. And I know that's the whole point of the Bible and the whole point of Christianity is that we're not able to, and that Jesus is the reason that we're able to be saved.
Yeah.
But I just, like I said, man, I don't know. I really don't know where I am spiritually, but I am a happier person now that it's not something that I'm focused on every single day of my life.
Somebody's gonna be listening to this and be like, "You idiots!" But
Oh, I know it, man. I'm already imagining the text messages I'm going to get, and like, what, you know, kind of thing. But
no, I can definitely relate to that. There's been many times in my life where I've like walked into a church and be like, I feel like I'm the worst person here.
yeah, 100%. And you know, I know that's not the point. Like one of my favorite quotes growing up was that the church is not a museum for perfect people. It's a hospital for broken people.
Yeah.
But still, everybody in the church pretends that they're perfect
Yeah.
and that they're up on this pedestal and they like to judge anybody that's different from them.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's just not the kind of person I want to be. I don't
Yeah.
want to be... I'm pretty open-minded whenever it comes to the way people are, and like a big difference between me and my family is that I'm okay with gay marriage. Like I'm very open about it.
I am too.
Yeah, exactly. Like
And I was only against it because of
my
because of
family.
the religion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because my religion told me I wasn't supposed to be, and my family followed that religion. But I don't. What you believe should not dictate how other people live their life. And you know, I don't want to be a judgmental person. I don't think I am a judgmental person. I think I'm pretty accepting of anybody and everybody. And like I said, man, I'm happier because of it. I have so many friends that are in so many different places in life and believe different things. I have people I'm friends with all over the political spectrum, and I'm not looking for things to divide us like a lot of people are. I'm looking for things to unite us, kind of thing. And ever since, I decided that wasn't going to be my focus anymore, it's just been better. And I can go to sleep at night and, feel good about the things that happened the day before, not because I did what the Bible tells me is what I'm supposed to do, but because I set my own standards and I, live according to those.
I'm so glad I asked that question. Just kind of gave me a little bit of closure there. Because I was raised like ultra conservative.
Yeah.
Obama's the devil.
Yep. Yep.
And go to church and listen to everything, and it was just you grow up and you're just like, do I really believe this, or I've just been told this?
Yeah, exactly. I had, dude, it's insane, man. Because I'll be completely honest, there are people in my family that are still like racist and sexist and all these kind of things. And I was raised to act the same way they did because that's just what was ingrained in me. And I had to fight that stuff. I had to get rid of that in my life. And, like my family's from Waco and DFW and everything like that. And so we moved here for work, but also just to kind of get away from all that kind of stuff because I didn't want to be around it anymore. And like I said, I feel like I'm a way better person now than I was there because I was able to be detached from that negativity, I guess.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Able to grow on your own.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. Well, that was the last question I had. Do you have anything else you want to say? We can just plug your... How do they find you? How do they find your website, Instagram? Everything?
Yeah, so website, lumospictures.com. Lumos, like the Harry Potter spell. I can't hide from that. I did that, 3 years ago, maybe more. Just kind of thinking it would be, something that I could have fun with and name my production company. And it's come back to bite me in the ass a couple times, but it's what it is now.
Is J.K. Rowling trying to sue you?
No. But people are just like, oh, we can't take you seriously because, you're just associating yourself with Harry Potter. I'm like, that's not it, but whatever. But yeah, lumospictures.com. And then Facebook is at lumospicturestx, and then Instagram is at lumospictures.
Nice.
Yep. So get on there. We talk about pretty much everything. I made a post today talking about like another festival that we were accepted into, and that's where we share most of our content. If we make a short film or a video of any kind, we usually share it there. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I'll definitely check it out. Thanks for coming. We can do it again sometime.
Absolutely. I'd be more than happy to come back.
I had a great time. All right. Is there I can play an outro song. Do you have a song you want to play for the outro?
Does it have to be something that's not copywritten?
No, just whatever.
Oh,
whatever
okay.
song's in your heart.
Let's see.
I mean, it'll probably get pulled from YouTube, but nobody watches my YouTube, so it's fine.
We could. I mean, going with the theme of one of the last questions you asked, we could do "Unsainted" by Slipknot.
Oh, Slipknot fan.
Yeah,
I like
dude.
that. Did you like their latest album?
Oh man, I loved it.
I haven't listened to it enough times, but
Yeah,
I like what I'm hearing.
Every time I work out, it's on. I had someone like judge me the other day for like, "Oh, you still listen to Slipknot? I used to listen to them like 15 years ago." I'm like, man, fuck you. Let me do what I want to do.
They still exist.
Yeah, they're great. I don't care what anybody says. I love them.
Funny. You can say that about. I'm like, it's like old music doesn't get bad.
No, for sure. Yeah. No, Led Zeppelin is still great, even
Absolutely.
though they've been playing for what
People
not
still
60,
jam the
40
Beatles.
years. Yeah.
I got Johnny Cash on my Spotify.
God, I love Spotify. I love Johnny Cash so much. He's
the
awesome.
best.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I love all spectrums of music. There's nothing that I won't listen to. So.
All right, we will wrap it up with Slipknot, Unsainted. That was the official music video. I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's really good. You should check it out.
All right.
It's very much Slipknot.
Goodbye, world.
Bye.